and welcome to Try It Tuesday. I know it's a little bit different because you can actually see my face for a second, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different than my normal. So, normally my intro is, where I show you tips, tricks, and how-tos when it comes to crochet and fiber arts. Today we're actually doing the more of the fiber arts part of it, and I'm going to show you how I go through my needle felting process. And it's kind of a double whammy because I'm needle felting on Chenille, which, is one of those things where like, can you do it? And the answer is yes, you can. So, for this video, I'm actually going to be showing you how to get the spots. I'm only going to show you one because it's kind of time consuming, but step by step on how I kind of go through the process. It's not going to be like full on, like I'm not going to record the whole thing because it does take a hot minute. But one of my biggest things is you need reference pictures. So we're going to use came from, and we're going to use these reference pictures on where to put all of the spots, and with this particular pattern it actually does show you where they're all supposed to go, so that is super helpful. And the thing is you need to utilize what you have. So I use pins because needle felting is a lot like drawing, and I can't draw to save my life, so don't even worry about that. So you're going to use pins as like an outline, which I'll show you here in a little bit, and from there you're going to work from the inside out, because you can always add more, but you can't take away very easily. You can sometimes get it to come off, but a lot of times it ends up ruining what it looks like underneath. So try not to make crazy mistakes, and I always recommend doing it on something that you don't care about first, because the first few I did were not so great. If you guys want me to show you that, I will definitely do that, but yeah. So let's get on with it, shall we? Alright, so to get started, you need obviously what you're needle felting on. The colors of your choice. I know this isn't quite the correct color, but I don't have it. And I could technically make it, which that's a whole other video if you guys want me to make that. And then you need pins and your reference picture. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do the face, like that big one on the face. So I'm going to be working on that big old fatty one, not just his little eyebrow looking ones. So I'm going to have my reference picture close at hand. Maybe. I know I showed you guys that video the other week about how my desk is actually quite messy, because it is. So it looks like from the reference picture, it should be about here for like one bottom piece, and then maybe here, and then this part's rounded, and it kind of ends here. So now you use your reference picture to kind of look at it. So I know this is supposed to be a straight line, this is supposed to be a straight line, and this is going to be curved. If you can't remember if it's supposed to be curved, just put an extra pin there so you can kind of see that it's doot doot and then doot. And from there you're going to get your other supplies, which I'm just now realizing I didn't show you, so give me just a second, I'll go grab those. Okay, so you need a needle felting needle. They're very special. I don't know if you can even see this on here very well, but it's actually kind of a triangle, and as you can see, there's little ridges cut out of it, and so that makes it so it gets stuck and tangled within the yarn that you're poking into. These break super easy, but they're easily replaceable as well, because this piece actually comes out. But you can get a kit that comes with all of the stuff that you need on Amazon or wherever you want to go. So, now that I have my pins in place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the color I need, and you don't need to start with a ton because you want to start small and go from there. So, what I'm going to do to start is, I know I said from the inside out. What I meant by that was the inside of the pins. And I can always make it bigger if I need to. But I kind of line it up where my pins are to kind of draw the lines that I want. Knowing this is going to be round, so I'm going to be very loosey-goosey on where this ends up at. So it takes a minute for it to get stuck. It does, I will say, work better on regular yarn, but like I said, you can needle felt on here, and you want to do it kind of slow until you get it where you want, and that's where you start doing the thing. So give me just a minute. I'm going to get this settled, but as you can see, it's kind of a process all its own. So I'm drawing this spot on here. Actually, this color doesn't look terrible on here. It just looks slightly off, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, because this is... my friend's buying it from me. I don't think she'll care. If she does, I will make my own. But anyway, I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? I'll keep going, and I'll just fast forward this part, so you guys can watch me kind of work through this part, which is actually a little harder than my one, because I'm only doing a sitting down in my chair. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky, because it's actually sitting on the table, because I'm worried that if I pick it up, I'm going to end up taking it off camera. But anyway, as you can see, there's a shape starting to come in, and you can see I definitely need some more, and I like the way that this is looking, so I'm going to continue to fill it in. Remember, you can always put more on, but you can't take it off, so just remember that the whole time you're doing this. So I'm just going to keep filling this in, and I'll probably just chat in case, you know, I end up unpausing the video to show you something. Maybe if I put it this way, you guys have better light. I'm trying to use that natural light in my overhead light, but like I said, I'm trying to make this line nice and sharp, this line nice and sharp, and this is supposed to be like a curve. But as you keep going, it'll slowly get more and more stuck in there. There we go, and I am liking how this is going. And then once you feel like you have a good enough base down, that's when I take the pins out. I'll probably leave them in for one more because I want to get this curve a little more. And then from there, I'll take the pins out. Because they don't need to stay for crazy long. Just long enough for you to have that base outline that you need. Sorry if my voice is like crazy loud, because my head is actually right by the camera. But yeah, I'm trying to get this as detailed as possible so it actually makes sense, because there are a few videos out there for like needle felting, like on crochet, but there's not very many. So yeah. Alright, so I feel comfortable enough to take my pins out, so you put them wherever you want. I'm terrible and I just set them down there and probably forget to put them away for 10 years. But oops, I probably should make a pin cushion. That would be smart. So you can see how it's shaping, and from here I'm just going to keep filling and filling and filling until I like the way that it looks. And then you just start doing the 700 pokies that you need to do. So I will meet you back when I start getting it shaped a little bit better. Okay, so I've added a little bit more, and I actually ended up making it a little bit bigger because I realized that the shape's supposed to be a little bit more out and in. But I wanted to kind of show you how I make the lines a little sharper. So I kind of go right where I want it to be and try and follow the same line the whole way through until I get to the corner, which you can see I actually need a little bit more here. But again, to show you kind of how to get those sharp lines, you're going to want to follow a similar line and kind of push inward and down, but be careful because like I said, these are super easy to bust. Now this one, it still needs to be like a sharp line, but it's curved, so you have to do kind of the same thing. And now that it's looking the way I want, you can see that it's super fuzzy and raised up. So in order to keep it on here and to be able to wash, which, I mean, needle felted stuff probably shouldn't be washed as much as just regular old stuff, but you want to make sure that it's really, really in there so it doesn't just fuzz out when it's played with or, you know, whatever else for cleaning. So you're just going to keep poking until it looks nice and solid, kind of like these eyes here. So you're just going to keep going and going and going. And that is pretty much it, guys. Like, you just keep shaping and poking until you like the way that it looks. It's pretty simple. Like, the first few you do are probably going to look terrible, so don't give up. Just get, like, a cheap little kit, or you can just get one needle, and you don't even have to get the roving wool or felt or whatever. You can just make it with your own yarn. So if you want me to show you how to do that in another video, I can do that in the next one, is to show you how to actually make it, which is super easy. You just need like a dog brush or something, and you just brush out some acrylic yarn. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this finished up, and it'll end up being shown probably sometime after my event on the 16th. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and that this helped even if a little bit. And have a wonderful day.